What's up, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. So, I'm gonna be doing modern updates for you guys. And let's be real here. I just did modern updates I don't know, a week ago or something. But I have other stuff that I wanted to talk to you guys about because a couple of things happened. So, I was playing Modern the other night, and it was actually a week ago. I don't know why I said the other night. And I was kind of feeling a little frustrated. I talked to you guys in my other video and I was like, I feel like I just need to do more preparation for the format. I just need to watch more Magic and I need to do all these things to get better at Magic. Did I do any of those things? No, why would I do that? To be fair, I wasn't planning on playing. I was like, I'm gonna take a break. I'm not gonna play tonight. And then I decided to. And I'm kind of glad I did though, because I realized that I just need a break from the format. So if you've been following my channel for, I don't know, a while, you will know that I went through a bunch of decks. And after I played Bloom Titan, I went through this I don't know what deck in the format to play because nothing in the format seemed as powerful, and I was going through the struggle of I didn't know what deck I was interested in playing because nothing in the format really interested me after I took that deck apart. And I was like, what do I want to do basically? And so I was just I went through a thing where I was so lost, and now I'm kind of back to that because it's not I don't like blue-white control. It's awesome, but I feel sometimes the removal that you have just is not enough. Sometimes you're just playing against super awesome mid-range decks and they just happen to have a lot of really awesome stuff, and then you Supreme Verdict, then it doesn't really do anything. And I think with the deck, I need to do a couple of updates. I think in my head, I would actually do 2 Quickens, and you're kind of that's an interesting choice. Why would you do that? Because quickening at the end of their turn and drawing a card for 1 mana at instant speed is super awesome, especially if you've Serum Visions and you know what's on top. That's really cool. And then you're oh, cool. Guys, I did the sweetest thing. Oh my gosh. I was Serum Visions. Then I drew my card, and then my cards were Quicken and Supreme Verdict in that order, and I was top. And then, the next turn I, drew Quicken. And then, I was, on my opponent's turn, they did things, and I was Quicken. And they were okay. And then I was draw card! And I was Supreme Verdict! Blow up the board. It was awesome. It was so sweet. Yeah, and that's really awesome. And, part of me was maybe I'll go back to Grixis Control because I still do really like that deck. I think the deck is really awesome. It's super good in the format right now, especially. It's a great mid-range deck. I was also thinking of Jund, and that's actually really interesting for me because if you know me, I'm kind of a control player, and that deck doesn't run blue, it doesn't run Snapcaster Mage, so I'm kind of I don't really know. And what, I would absolutely love is if I just could have just, a bunch of Magic cards, and whatever deck I was feeling that day, I could be I'm gonna put this deck together. And that would be really great and really awesome. But realistically, that costs a lot of money that I don't have. And that's just not something that's realistic for everyone to do, to just have this, anytime you need, you can just change decks. And that would be really great. Anytime you're in the mood, you're I'm kind of in the mood to play Abzan. Puts Abzan together, you know? For the long-term future, if I do continue playing Modern in my future, that would be the ideal. That would be something that I would, I would absolutely love to have that happen if I could have just all the cards that I wanted. I'm not talking crazy cards for EDH and things like that. I mean, Omniscience would be awesome. I will admit that would be super cool. Card's also $27. That's not so cool. But yeah, I don't know. And it's kind of interesting because now I'm in an interesting spot where I'm I have this trade fodder, my trade binder is just stuffed. I got some really awesome things in there. I did just get rid of my Nihiri, no, which is really cool, but I got the, From the Vault Venser, which is beautiful, and I also got, what's the other card I got? I got another From the Vault card, I think. It's really bothering me now, I can't think about it. I traded for some other card. I traded for a Narset for Super Friends EDH. Super excited about that. But I got rid of Nihiri, and I have in Absyn, just casually chilling in my binder. She's 40 or something. So I'm kind of I have a bunch of stuff, and I have a bunch of the pieces left from Grixis Control, and I'm just I don't know what to do with it. I'm if you, my whole thing with Grixis Control is I just changed, I changed decks because I wanted to change. I didn't I don't think that the deck is bad at all. Like, there were a couple of things where I think I was, like, a little bit displeased about it. I'm trying to remember what. Maybe it was just, like, the lack of Path to Exile. Maybe that was, like, I was, like, missing that card. But then part of me was like, maybe I'll go back to Grixis Control, and I'm just not too sure. I just, like, I have all this trade stuff, but I'm just, like, I don't know what cards I need. Like, I really don't. Like, I'm almost done with Super Friends EDH, and then I don't really have too many EDH plans. I don't know what I'm doing. At some point, when those 4-color commander comes out, I'm so gonna be building those 4-color commander. I'm so excited about those. You guys have no idea. Probably, it's gonna be everything but red. Probably. Because I feel like with me, I feel like red is probably, like, on the bottom for me. And it's funny because, like, I say that and, like, I played with, like, Bolt and stuff in Modern, but I'm just, like, in EDH, I'm kind of just like, meh, red's okay. You know, like, I have Omnath put together, and, like, that's super great, but I don't want, like, multiple red EDH decks, you know? Super excited about 4-color commanders, though. I should talk about those on some video. That's not this one, because we're talking about Modern in this video. Gosh, okay. So, yeah, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is the fact that, you know how I told you guys, I was like, guys, I'm gonna be such a great Magic player, and I'm gonna write notes at the end of each match. Okay, so if you have ever played a control deck before, you know that your matches, a lot of times, like, you got 50 minutes left in your round, your matches usually take like 45, 50 minutes, because you either control the game out so long and you just probably win, or your opponent just kills you on, like, turn 4, and then you're just like, oh, okay, cool. That's actually, like, how control games go, like, seriously. So I had, like, a lot of my games, like, 2 of my games went to time, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, 2 out of the 4 rounds went to time, and then I don't even remember what happened the other rounds. But moral of the story is I was like, I'm gonna take notes at the end of each round, and then what ended up happening was, I just forgot what I did the thing where I didn't take notes because, like, my matches go so long because I'm playing a control deck, and I don't know what way I can do to fix that. Maybe, like, it's just an end of the night thing. I don't really know. Honestly, maybe take notes in the middle of my match, like, you know, when my opponent is deciding to make a move, maybe, like, write, like, some notes to myself, you know, maybe that would be a good thing to do. I don't know if that would be too much of a distraction. I'm not really sure. I feel like I can find time, because it's probably not going to take that long, but I gotta find time to, like, take notes so that I can look at them and be like, okay, these are things that I need to, like, not do, or things that I should do, because these things are great. Like, if I could tell you, like, this happened a week ago, if I could try and tell you, like, what happened in my matches, I don't know. I remember what I played. I also learned another thing that guys, I've said this before, and do I listen to myself? No. What I'm really gathering is I just don't listen to myself, is that I say I'm gonna do all these things and then I don't, and I'm being hypocritical, and, like, I'm not gonna lie about it, and I'm not gonna be like, guys, I totally do this. I'm not gonna be like, I'm not gonna say that because I don't. You know, I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna be like, yes, I'm setting this great example of how to be a good Magic player, and I don't even do those things. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But one thing that I did is I was playing against this kid in the last round, and we went to turns, we went to time, and he had this actually really sweet homebrew deck. Like, I don't even know how to fully describe it, but it was really sweet. It was like this deck that, it was like a sacrifice-based deck. So, like, if someone goes to kill your stuff, you sack it in response, and then you get more tokens from it. I couldn't really tell you a lot of the cards that were in there, because there was a lot of, like, weird, like cards that I wouldn't be in typically in the format. But this kid's kind of known for playing these kind of, like, jank decks. Like, he plays Storm as well. But it was super sweet, and I was like, I ended up just giving him the win, because I was like, whatever, I don't even care. It's like the last round, like, we're not going to gain anything from a tie, so I gave him the win. His deck was super sweet. And then I got an Italian pack of Origins. The owner of the store was like, here's an Italian pack of Origins, and guys, guess what card I opened up? Hedron Alignment. Hedron freaking Alignment. Not Origins, why did I say Origins? Oath of the Gatewatch. I was like, seriously, of all the cards to get. I was way more excited about the land in the pack because it was my favorite full art swamp, the one with the purple in it. That's my favorite, and it's in Italian, so I'm really excited about that. I put it in Tasker. I'm really stoked. That was the best part of the bag. Hedron Alignment, guys. It's awful. It's so bad. It's the worst cards you have opened. It's in Italian, so it's kind of cool, I guess. I'm actually getting so sidetracked. If you wanted a focus tracing this video, I'm really sorry. This is not what you're getting. So yeah, notes at the end of each round. Oh yeah, so anyways, so I was like playing against him and then I was like, I totally know what all these cards do. I don't know what all these cards do. I've said this before, that if you don't know what a card does, read the freaking card. Don't be like, yeah man, I know what all these magic cards do, when you don't, because I do that all the time. I try to act cool, I try to act like, yes, I know how all these things work. Part of it too was it being a homebrew and I wasn't exactly sure of how the combos worked in the deck. But hopefully for next time I'm just like, yeah, like my notes for that match would be just like read the freaking cards and know like what things do. And ask your opponent, be like, ask to explain, to be like, how does this combo work? Like I remember the first time I played against Melira Pod, I was like, how does this combo work? I don't understand. Because, you know, it's like when your opponent does that thing and they're just like, yeah, this, and then they look at you like, I've just comboed off, do you have any responses? And you're like, I can kill you next turn, and they're like, but I'm killing you right now, actually, and you're just like, oh, okay, that's a thing. But, yeah, I need to start taking notes, I need to watch Magic. I've actually been, I think I've told this to you guys on my channel, but, I'm a writer, and the nighttime for me is like, of all the hours in my day, like the night is the most sacred time for me, because that's the time where I get to write, I get to work on my books that I've been writing, and I've been in a really good like editing, like I've been working on that a lot. Like last night I got a couple of pages done in one of my books and I was really happy, and I was in this, like, I did not want to go to sleep last night. Like, I was like, it was like 2 a.m. and I was like, I need to go. Like, 2 a.m. is usually like my limit of like, I've stayed well past 2, I've stayed up till like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. in the past, but I'm like, I really need to go to bed. That's my time where I'm like, I need to go to bed right now. But anyways, I was writing last night and I was doing really well with it, and I sometimes, like, there are nights where like sometimes I'll fall asleep and I'll to help me fall asleep I'll like watch something, like I'll watch wrestling or I'll watch Magic, but I haven't been watching Magic a lot recently, just in any way, like, period. I've also been really busy. I work basically full-time at Victoria's Secret, essentially full-time. I always say that it's like they give me like minimum like 35 hours a week, so not complaining. That's super awesome. Hey, money for Magic cards, it's great. But I work there and I'm really busy with that, and then, you know, when I'm not working, I'm like hanging out with people, hanging out with my boyfriend, you know, playing Magic at my local game store, you know, doing those things. And like I said, the nighttime for me is a lot of times like my time to relax and to write, and that writing relaxes me. And you know, I do want to fill that time up more with Magic, and you know, and yeah, I just wish there were more hours in the day and I could just do way more things, because, you know, that's the thing. But yeah, what I'm gathering from this is that I need to take a break. So that night that I was really frustrated with Magic, I was really salty, guys. I was a jar of salt. So that night I went to hang out with some people, and I was talking to my one friend Tyler, and you know, Tyler's like one of my good friends, and he, I remember, was on tilt for a while with Magic. He was really frustrated, he was losing a lot. This was like back in like, I think like March, February, and he was really frustrated with the game, and now he's doing really well. He's just like freaking savage in IQ. Guys, I have like awesome people in my life, because my boyfriend Savages in IQ. This kid's nuts. He like played to a standard IQ, like played like Bant Company, the deck's nuts in the format, and he like first place this IQ, like, will split in the top 4, but like, oh my goodness, like got into the top 4 of this IQ, and then freaking the next day my friend Tyler like gets first place at another IQ, and I was like, why do I have such great friends? Yeah, and I think like for me, I feel like Magic is something that I like to do to relax, I like to do to have fun, and it wasn't relaxing me and it wasn't fun for me, and like, that is a sign. If Magic is not fun for you, like, you need to do something about that, because, you know, find out what it is that's bothering you. And for me, I was just like, I just need to get better. I just need to get way better. I just need to play this more, and I need to take a break from events. I'm not gonna go to events for a little while. It saves me money too, which is really good. But I'm gonna take a break. we're breaking up. We just need a little time away from each other. You know, we need to be single for a while. Need to, you know, stand on my own 2 feet for a little bit. And, you know, I can't believe I just used that analogy. That was terrible. I'm really sorry you had to listen to that. I'm like so hyped right now, guys. I don't know why I have so much energy normally if I film in like the morning time. You don't know, it's because I had like time and I got ready and like I have so much energy right now and I just like don't even know. I love it when, this is adorable, I love when John uses the word tremendously because he does it all the time. He's like, I love you tremendously. I don't know why. I think it's like the funniest thing. I think it's so cute. I love him. He's great. If you're watching, hi John, you're great. I love you. So yeah, and yeah, like I think that I feel like I talked about this when I talked about EDH videos, about how I was kind of going through a thing where I wasn't really having that much fun in EDH because I was playing with people who had, you know, their power level of their decks was just way higher than mine. And, you know, like, I think that if that's the case, if you're feeling like you're not having fun in the format or something like that. And like the thing about Modern is I think the format right now, I think the format's super great. There's not a deck that's dominating. We're back to normal around here. We're not like everyone's playing the same deck. You know, we got like a wide variety of people, you know, people in Miracle Game Store are playing a variety of things. And I don't feel like anything's dominating. I don't, you know, I think that's really good. I think the format, at least from what I've seen, I haven't really paid attention. I haven't watched any GPs. That's another thing I should totally do is seriously start watching GPs. Like, that's what I usually do, is I watch one of the most recent GPs, just to see, like, how the format's looking, how decks work, things like that. Definitely do that, because I don't know what's going on. I couldn't even tell you, like, what the top deck is in the format. I have no idea. Probably Jund. I feel like it's Jund. I'm not too sure. But yeah, we shall see. I think maybe part of it, too, is that I haven't found the perfect build for me yet, because honestly, like, there are some people, when they build decks, they are like, this is the deck and I never change it. I mean, sideboard is different, because sideboard is so meta-dependent, but there's some people that are like that, and that works, and that's fine. I'm not like that. I am like, alright, we're going into this FNM, what can I do that's juicy? I'm that person who's like, what cards can I change? What can I do differently? And I think that, like, maybe I haven't found the right build yet, and I'm just still struggling with a couple of card slots. Do not underestimate that, by the way. Do not ever underestimate the value of a couple of card slots, because a lot of people could just be like, oh man, the rest of your deck is great, but you're still unsure about 5 cards. That is super important. That is, like, tremendously important. I don't know why I think that's so funny. I just think it's really funny. But, like, that if you're off, like, a couple of cards, like, you're unsure, you're like, these slots, I'm not too sure, I gotta change them up, that impacts your game heavily, because, you know, it just does. It's another card in your deck that you could potentially draw and, you know, that could kill your opponent's creature or something like that. Speaking of things, since we're just all over the place in this video, I can't even stick to one thing. I played Esper Control, actually. I'm just like, we're like, alright, cool, what other color combinations of Control can we do? Basically. But I played Esper Control. This deck was super sweet. It ran, like, I think 1 less Colonnade and then 1 Creeping Tar Pit, which was awesome, by the way. And I really liked that. I thought that was really cool. It ran those, and it also ran Lingering Souls, so that was cool. And then it also ran, guys, Blood Baron of Vizkopa. Do you know what that card does? Do you actually know what that card does? Because that card's nuts. That card is just like, I just slammed it down against, like, Malira, and they were just like, I can't Path to Exile that. And I'm just like, no, you can't. It was so sweet. Oh my gosh, it was so cool. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of great magic cards, you guys want to know what a great magic card is? That's super essential in, I think, most everyone's sideboard in the format is Pithing Needle. Guys, that card's nuts. 1 mana, target opponent can't play Ugin, can't play Karn, can't play Nahiri, can't play Elspeth, can't play Venser. Why would you play Venser in Modern? I don't know. Card is nuts, moral of the story. I was playing against it and someone was like Pithing Needle, and then I was like naming, and they were like Elspeth Sun's Champion, and I was like, alright, I may kill you, but it's gonna be way slower. I'm gonna be like with Celestial Colonnades, like, this is taking a while. Yeah, Pithing Needle is nuts. Shuts down Planeswalker, shuts down just, like, a lot of things. It's super good. Cranial Plating, oh man, just does all the things. I love it. Okay, so I'm super hyped on energy right now. I think I'm gonna leave you guys. If you wanted me to be organized in this video, I'm really sorry. This is just not. Or maybe you guys like this. Maybe you're like, hey, I like it when Tracy's all over the place and just bounce around and have a lot of energy, you know. Someone said that I wasn't alive in one of my most recent videos because I filmed it in the morning when I was super tired, but I have so much energy right now, so yeah, okay. That was it. Let me know how you guys are doing in the comments below, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.